All right. Old Bobby boy, Bob Iger, CEO of Disney, has pretty pretty much gone like a little tirade, really, about the state of Disney. So there's pretty much three big aspects he talked about. First one is in regards to the Marvels. So he pretty much blames the underperformance of the Marvels on the large volume of content being produced, making it harder for execs to supervise. He also went on to say that because the film was shot during COVID, it made it very difficult for the execs to go on set and supervise and pretty much make adjustments on the film. His next one was he says that the creators of Disney has lost sight of their jobs, where they should entertain first rather than creating messages. He did add that creating messages is great, but that's not their primary job when it comes to making films. So that's a big one.
Mhm.
And his last one was in terms of sequels. He commented saying that there's too many sequels being made by Disney, way too many. He said that he does support sequels, but from now on, they will only greenlight a sequel if they truly believe that there is a story worth telling in those sequels.
Mm.
So that one is a bit more understandable. So, James, what do you think of Bob's comments, and is there anything you agree with here?
Well, we'll break it down. So the Marvels thing, a large volume of content making it harder for execs to supervise. It sounds pretty bullshit to me.
Mm-hmm.
A pretty dumb comment to really make, because you don't really want to be supervised. And who are these? Aren't children? They're adult directors. They're creative talent that you've hired and paid to make this. So what's the supervision aspect of it? And I really doubt that execs like Kim Feige and all that kind of stuff have not been supervising the Marvels, because it doesn't. The bombing of the Marvels has nothing to do with the quality of the film. The movie is fresh. At the end of the day, it's fresh, so it's getting mostly good reviews. So the bombing has nothing. Like, if execs were there to supervise it, the quality of the film may worsen or may get better, but that has nothing to do with the bombing. And that's what he's implying here. So, I mean, I completely disagree with that statement, and I really just hate the way that or I really dislike the way that he said making it harder to supervise. I don't like how studios feel like they need to supervise things like that. Then maybe perhaps do you know supervise in script development processes and pre-production. Come on there, let's get all the adjustments done quickly before we start filming. You don't need to be on set to supervise. You can be there, but if you've entrusted your director to do their job, you watch them and you just, I don't know, sit back and let them do what you're paying them to do, because we need to be able to respect creative vision. And if you're hiring directors just to supervise them, then you're not hiring them for their creative vision. And that's kind of what a director is. They have a vision, they need to execute that completely. Studio interference alongside creative vision, then that's not a good blend. The studios need to just back off and just let them execute their vision. If they make a shit movie, just don't re-employ them. Don't bring them on for the next one. Like, that's the risk you have to take. And I think we've seen Marvel movies before where they have executed their vision. So I don't buy that. Not their supervising, but I believe that a large volume of content does make it harder for the execs to look over things and make sure it's all on track, especially for something like the MCU. But not supervised on set. I think that's completely ridiculous. But for, Kevin Feige, obviously the main example there, he would be, drowning in work because of all this content coming through, and to make adjustments. How does it all fit into the one storyline, and how do we build up to this, and all those kind of moving parts? I think it would make it very hard for him to do. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, pretty much on the same thought path as you. When he says execs, I assume it's Disney execs, not say the Kevin Feige.
He's a exec.
Oh, is he?
Well, he's an executive, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I somewhat agree with it. I mean, he is definitely right in regards to the large volume of content. And you
Yeah.
did touch upon it before with Kevin Feige, especially since COVID. There's been like what 100 movies and 20,000 TV shows. That's way too much for
I think you're
Kevin.
undervaluing that. I think there's a little bit more than that, I think.
Oh yeah, probably. So yeah, it does make it a bit harder for Kevin Feige to, actually take in and map out. That's
Yeah.
why the first saga was so successful,
Mhm.
was because he was quite heavily involved, and he had a clear vision of where the story started and finished. And
Yeah.
any director that came on, he just pretty much shared the vision, and that's why it was such a success. But this one,
Mhm.
they have a goal in mind, but it hasn't been properly thought out yet,
Yeah.
because there's so many projects for him to look at and review or whatever he does.
Mhm.
Yeah, COVID has nothing to do with why this movie bombed. The movie bombed because it's dumb. So that aspect is a bit stupid, but yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I think the movie bombing is it's because of everything else happening in the MCU, and I think just general superhero fatigue and
Yeah.
mediocrity fatigue as well has come into play.
And bland characters who have pretty much only seen them once properly.
Yeah, people like the Marvel, it should be Captain Marvel too, with supporting cast. People would actually be able to recognize it because not everyone has Disney Plus, but a lot of people have seen or go to the movies at least, or at least know of these things in comics. But yeah, okay. So the next part we'll touch upon with the Bob Iger thing that you said. Creators of Disney have lost sight of their jobs, and they should be entertaining first, and then or not creating messages. So entertain first, messages some other time, second, or whatever we're going to call it. I don't agree with this comment. It really depends on how he means it. I don't know if this entire quote encapsulates what he was trying to say there, because I think, a great director or writer or someone involved in the film industry, the perfect blend of a really powerful and strong message aligned with equaling with great entertainment. Both can be done. That you don't need to put entertainment above messaging, and you don't need to put messaging above entertainment. They can be a perfect balance. And yeah, I think what he means, or what I hope he means here, is that the messages shouldn't be so on the nose. Like, this movie is about this, and this is the meaning, and this is what you should do in life, and this is how you should think. I think that's really bad, and we've seen that we've been seeing that a lot throughout movies these days, especially Disney movies. It's just like right in front of your face, like telling you what it's about, and it's kind of agenda and politically. I love subtlety in movies. I love movies that are thought provoking. I want to leave a movie and like understand it and be like, okay, what was that trying to say? And do I resonate with that personally? But yeah, so I hope that's what he means when he says messages here, because messages in movies they're almost the the foundational element of storytelling is to have a powerful message, to give you something that you can walk out of the movie and something sticks with you. A part of the movie sticks with you. And if we are just going to resort to movies that are just entertaining, you're going into the movie and your experience with that film is for the 90 minutes or 120 minutes, and that's it. But there's stuff that come out, I can't think of an immediate example, but a movie that you continuously think about throughout the week. There's, those movies that you're like, oh, fuck. Like, yeah, you're just thinking about it. Your experience with that movie is a week. It's so much more, and it's more valuable to you. And then you're like, you love it and you think about it. And then what else do? You might listen to the score. You might buy it on 4K. You may rewatch it. You may take your friends to it, take your family to it. But if it's just entertaining, you go there, oh yeah, I had fun. Okay, carry on the rest of my day. What do I have to do? So I don't believe in that, and I hope they don't stick to that. I hope he just means more subtlety with messaging and making sure the movies are entertaining, which they should be as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I somewhat doubt that in terms of what you said, how he hopes. I think he's just all about money. He wants them to be entertaining, so more people go see it rather than
100,
think about it.
100%. Yeah.
Because this is pretty much like a financial loss this year for
Yeah.
Disney, really.
Mm.
Which is really, really, really bad for them, considering they are usually like the top studio for the years
Yeah.
for X amount of years
They,
running.
I think they're still second, but they're quite below Universal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it does sort of seem like that. I think he wants to bring the golden era of Disney back, you know?
Yeah.
Because old school Disney films, they did have messages, but it was like, as I said, it wasn't so on the nose.
Yeah.
Yet they were still pretty entertaining. So I think
Mm.
that's what he's going to go for. I think the
Yeah.
best recent example of an entertaining film with messages is probably Soul. But that's Disney Pixar.
So
I can't think of the last Disney film that was both entertaining and had a message. It's usually
Elemental,
I said pure Disney.
pure Disney. Well, he is CEO of Disney, and Marvel, Lucasfilm, and Pixar fall under that umbrella, under his accountability.
No.
Should you say? So yeah, I mean, I guess that counts. And then Wish.
No.
We'll get to that one soon, eh?
Yeah, so yeah, I think you're right. I think they should bring back the subtlety, because I think the whole movie going experience is not just for those 2 hours.
Well, I mean, speaking of that, I just said Elemental. Sure, got off to a horrendous start, but look at the word of mouth and the box office. So yeah, that perfect balance that you said with Soul as well. I think that's what really works for people. And that movie's not too on the nose about its meaning. It is an immigrant story, but it's not like going fully at you and being like, yeah, our life is hard and all this kind of stuff. It's just kind of giving it to you softly, subtly. It wraps up in really good characters, and it's really fun and entertaining at the same time. I think it needs to be a perfect blend like that.
Yeah, agreed. I think that is a perfect Disney film, is when they get both aspects right.
Yeah.
And with the recent stuff, it's either been one or the other. And they both haven't been good.
Yeah.
His last comments regarding sequel?
Regarding sequels, well, I mean, this is an obvious one. Yeah, he's right, but I don't think anything changes for Disney.
No.
Because they're just going to say, oh, yeah, that is a story worth telling. And by worth telling, he means, yeah, they'll make money.
Pretty much.
That doesn't mean that there is a genuine creative that wants to be behind it and can tell the story and that it is worth telling. But if there's a story that is worth money, then it'll be greenlit. That's I fully believe that. And there is nothing in this world that makes me believe this statement in any sense of the word. Almost everything from Disney is a sequel, a prequel, a spin-off, or just something related to something else. Or, it's like Star Wars, like just expanding characters. And yeah, I don't see anything really new or innovative from them. And sure, you got like stuff like Wish. Even Wish needs to reference Bambi and Robin Hood and stuff like that. Like, God, be original. And I know it's like, oh, it's a culmination of 100 years of Disney. I don't fuck off. No one cares. Like, just do your own thing. So, yeah, I don't buy this for a second. But if it is true, I hope so. Disney has the resources. I think they have the talent to craft original stories, build original universes, and take some risks. And if they want to do because if you had to put it in percentage of original versus sequel, spin-off, prequel, I would say it's about 90%, sequels, prequels, spin-offs, and whatever, and then 10% original.
Definitely.
Something around that, eh?
Definitely.
If they take it to 25% original, I would be happy with that. I just want Disney to take a little bit more risks. May not always pay off. I get that, but it may make more money than Marvel. So you're winning. Any movie that makes more than Marvel is winning at this point. So yeah, I hope they do take more risks and we get more original. I just hope this isn't empty words.
Yeah, I think this statement is a big fat lie as well, and nothing's more obvious than Toy Story 5 and Frozen 3 where there's talks of Frozen 4 coming out as well.
Oh yeah, I
And
did hear about
And
that.
Frozen 3 is not even out yet.
Yeah.
So
How's that story worth telling?
yeah, it's literally based on a movie because he knows that Frozen's pretty much gonna either get very close or go over $1 billion.
Frozen 3 could just be Olaf making milkshakes and, or in a hot dog contest. It's $800 million. And Disney know this, so they're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if he's being genuine about this, he would scrap a lot of sequels that are already ideas right now,
You know what, though? A story worth telling? Zootopia 2.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I've been waiting for that movie for so long.
We're going to get it.
Yeah. DreamWorks needs to take this advice.
That was
Shrek 5 is worth telling.
Yes. And it was teased on Last Wish,
Yeah.
and we are going to get Shrek 5.
That would be my most anticipated movie.
That will be everyone's most anticipated. It can be a fucking hot garbage. It'll be my number 1 of the year.
Oh, imagine Zootopia 2 and Shrek 5 same year.
Oh, shit. Battle of the Swamps.
Battle of the Swamps. Oh, no.
Also funny, Zootopia was also referenced in Wish.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they should probably focus on more original stuff because that's what made Disney so great, Lion King, Aladdin's, all the first Pixar Monsters Inc., Incredibles, Inside Out, Zootopia as well, Big Hero 6. They were all great films because they were all originals.
Yeah.
And now seems like over the past 6 years, it's just been sequels and sequels and sequels. Finding Dory, Incredibles 2, Frozen 2, 3, 4, Toy Story 4, 5. List goes on and on and on.
It doesn't stop there.
Many Cars films, 3 Cars films when,
And planes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but what was a lot of the original stuff is animated. Well, I don't know, live action. What's original?
Casper?
Wait, no. Casper.
Wait, no, I think that's DreamWorks. Never mind. I can't think of their last.
I'm just trying to look through now. A Haunted Mansion, but that's based on a ride.
No, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean, but then that's also based on a ride.
That was 2003. That is based on a ride as well. Oh yeah, you don't really have much.
It's all based on properties now, like comic books.
Literally, I'm going through it. All of them relate to something. Wow. Yeah, it's about Jungle Cruise is based on a ride as well.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you think is original, it's actually based on something.
I know.
So annoying. Yeah.
I guess in those 100 years, Disney have finally run out of ideas.
Yep.
So yeah, I think they just need to get more creative. They probably need to they just need a creator to get high on acid or something. Let their mind trip into something crazy, pen it, and then there you go. There's a Disney original right there.
More MCU Disney Plus series, please.
Moving on.
Imagine if they're on an acid trip and they're just thinking of all these MCU projects.
Oh, God.
We've announced 10 projects for next year.
Kevin Feige's like, shit, fuck off. Fire this acid cunt. All right, we will actually move on now. So